welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, of course, welcome to my channel. So for today's tutorial, we're going to be doing a perfect complexion. So your complexion is pretty much just your entire face, how to achieve the perfect complexion with your foundation, your concealer, choosing the right foundation, choosing the right concealer, your base, so your moisturizer, your serum, all of that. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to try my hardest to not make it a little too long, but at least as much information as possible. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and subscribe so you guys can be uploaded, so you guys could see whenever I upload on my channel. And make sure you turn on your notification bell as well so you can be notified when an upload goes up, of course. So with that being said, we're going to go right into the tutorial. First thing you always want to start is, of course, is with a clean skin. My skin is already, of course, my face is already washed, moisturized. I put a serum as well. It's not mandatory to always use a serum before your moisturizer, but I like it because I feel like it gives me a flawless finish and a longevity of time. It lasts a lot longer. When it comes to getting a flawless complexion, you always want to minimize the product that you use because a little goes a long way. A lot of people think putting so much product gives you like a flawless finish or stuff like that. No. The less product you put on, the flawless your face will look. So for me, when it comes to like my base before my foundation, I always go in with, of course, my Henriksen Truth Serum, and then I use my Protini from Drunk Elephant. So these are my first two before I go on with my primer. Depending on where I'm going and how long I want the complexion to last depends on my primer that I apply. When it comes to primer, it depends if you're dry skin, combination skin, or oily skin. In the summer, pretty much throughout the year, I want to say I am oily, but sometimes my nose does get dry, but I still use the same primer throughout the year, or else I want more of like a fuller coverage. Depends on what kind of primer I use. So today I'm just going out. I'm not doing anything crazy. It's supposed to be just a simple look. So I'm going to be using my Primerizer from Smashbox. You guys have seen me use this primer quite often on my channel. This primer is, I want to say, it's good for any skin type just because it's a primer and a moisturizer. So if you're a person who's really lazy and doesn't want to put on a moisturizer before wearing a primer, you can definitely do the Primerizer from Smashbox. I believe it retails for about $32 or so. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how much it is in Canadian dollars. I'm not too sure when it comes to US dollars. So I apply my primer literally all over my face, as you guys can see. And then I like to go in with like my damp beauty blender and just press that primer in anywhere that I apply so it just sits and it doesn't move. So when it comes to your foundation, you always want to go in with a foundation that, of course, is your skin color, and also a foundation that's going to work for your skin type. Today I'm going to be using the Maybelline Stay Matte Super Stay Matte Foundation in Truffle, which is 362. This is, I believe, my perfect complexion after I conceal, contour, and all of that. If you guys would like to see like a video of how to choose your foundation or even concealers, please feel free to comment it below. I would definitely do that for you. So when it comes to my foundation, the same way I apply on my primer is how I put on my foundation. I like to do a little bit on my face, not too much, just because I don't want to have a cake face. I just want to have a flawless coverage and a flawless finish. Next, I'm going to be going in with a foundation brush. And my favorite foundation brush to use is a Pro Core Diffuser Angle Brush from Sephora collection. And when it comes to applying my foundation, I literally just take my brush and I'm just pressing it into my skin. So the foundation is not sitting. It literally will just give you a flawless finish. So as you guys can see, I'm just taking my brush and I'm using it to press the foundation into my skin. So do you guys see that? So this is what it looks like, literally pressed in. And then after I finish applying it with the brush, I tend to go in, of course, with my beauty blender just to make everything, of course, sit right. So I'm just gonna finish blending it out all over my face. And yeah. Alright, so now that we have finished applying the foundation, of course, our base all over our face, next step is to go in with your damp beauty sponge or beauty blender just to let everything sit on and it's just not everything's gonna just blend in so it's not sitting on your skin. And I'm literally just going in and just patting that onto my skin so everything's just sitting right. So of course this is what my complexion right now is looking like. I don't know if I look a little crazy because I'm seeing like the reflection of my ring light, but this is what my foundation is sitting like right now on my face. And I always make sure I go in with the beauty blender just in case any of my brush leaves like a streak or anything. My beauty blender would of course just flatten and like make everything just look airbrushed. After that, you're gonna go in with your concealer of choice. When it comes to your concealer, you can either go 2 shades lighter than you, a shade lighter than you, or you can use the same shade as your complexion. I prefer when it comes to conceal because you want to highlight, you want to go a couple of shades lighter than what your complexion is. So for me today, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty concealer, and this is in 380. And I'm literally just going to take that and I'm going to do light strokes under my eye. I do a little bit on my nose bridge, on my forehead, and on my chin, and a little bit on my cupid's bow. Alright, so after I've done applying the concealers where I want it to be, depending on the coverage you want to go for, depending on what concealer you use, you can let it get dry a little bit, get tacky. Some people like to use the setting spray just to make it a little hydrating. I just like to keep it like this, and I just go in and I blend it out. So if you guys can see, I'm using the same sponge that I used to blend up my foundation to blend up my concealer, and the reason being it lets everything sit a whole lot better. Alright, so same thing, you just want to pat it in onto your face. You don't want to rub, you just want to pat. Alrighty, so after you're done blending out your concealer, now you can do your contour, and contour just gives your face a little bit of dimension. And to contour today, again, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty concealer. This is in 495, and I'm going to be using this to contour. And when it comes to contour, you can do either cream contouring with your concealer, or you can do powder contour with the contour palette. So I'm just contouring where I'd want my face to have a little bit more definition, which would be my cheekbones, my nose bridge, a little bit on my forehead, and then sometimes I do my jawline as well. The jawline is not really mandatory because I do have a very strong facial structure, but you know, here and there I do it. And then for my to blend in my contour, I'll be using a Real Techniques, like it's a baby sponge, and I like this because it literally gets in where you need it to. Like it blends out anywhere you need it to, especially if you're doing a very snatched look. So do you guys see how like snatched and defined my nose literally just got? Yeah, I know, crazy. And then on the forehead, I like to blend it out and move it towards my hairline. Alright, so as you guys can see how much more dimension my face has, I have a little bit of like a lift in my cheekbones, my nose looks a little bit snatched, and my jawline is very defined. So after that, the next thing you want to do is go in with your setting powder. So you can either use a translucent setting powder, a setting powder that's more of like a complexion tone, or you can use the banana powder, which I like to use is the Sacha Buttercup banana powder, and I use that to set everything. And the reason purpose you want to set is so you don't get a flashback and everything just looks a little bit more like together, everything sits right. So just take it and pretty much apply wherever you concealed and contoured. So after you've applied your setting powder and whatnot, you can either choose to let it sit and what we like to call bake, or you can just dust the powder off. I'm just going to dust the powder off because I'm not in the mood to bake. And then you want to grab your favorite finishing powder, and your finishing powder just sets everything together so it looks like one. And you guys already know one of my favorite finishing powder is the Sephora Collection Micro Smooth. This does retail for 27 Canadian dollars, and I believe it's 23 or 22 US dollars. But before I go in with the powder, I literally just press down on the setting powder that I applied on first, and then after I press down on it, and then I will go in with my finishing powder just to make sure everything sits right and everything looks good. So after I finish applying the powder, sometimes I like to go in with my powder contour just to give my face a little bit more definition. So the same place I contoured earlier, I'm just gonna apply the powder on, just a little bit more definition, of course, going in an upward motion. And then I'm going to just bake, set it again while I put on the rest of my complexion. So now I'm gonna go in with my blush, and of course some people like blush, some people don't. I like it because I feel like it gives my complexion more of like a soothing feeling and a soothing look. My face just doesn't feel plain, and I like to go with something a little bit more on like the red side because it complements my skin tone. And I just apply in a circular motion right on my cheekbones. Some people like to smile and then do it, but I just keep my face still and I apply. So after you put on your blush, I literally went off camera just to apply my lashes. Now I'm just dusting off the translucent Buttercup powder, setting powder on my cheekbones, and then I'm gonna go in with my highlighter. When it comes to highlighter, you can be very subtle or you can be really extra. I like my highlighter to be very glowy. So for today, I'm gonna be using my Fenty highlighter in Mean Money Hustle Baby, and I start off a little bit on my brow bones, which I already did off of camera, and then I'm gonna just do a little bit on my nose just to define my contour a little bit. I'm gonna put on the point of my nose, as you guys can see that, and then I start off with my cheekbones, so just a little, and then you can build on the intensity how you want. So I go off a little bit and then I just add more as I want. So when I apply on my cheekbones, I like to either go in with my foundation brush or a beauty blender, and I just put the residue of my foundation on top, so it doesn't have like a ashy look to it when you take pictures and on camera and stuff like that. So as you guys can see, it looks kind of very dewy and natural. So that would be for my complexion. And once my complexion is done, I like to, of course, finish it off with my favorite setting spray, which is the Kat Von D. One of my favorite setting spray. This is the Kat Von D Lock It setting spray. And pretty much the setting spray does just sets everything in, lets everything literally just look like one. As you guys can see how my face just looked very defined, snatched. Yeah, and I'm just gonna apply my lip, which is not really mandatory, but I'm gonna be doing a lip liner from Kiss New York, and this is the Roasted Coffee. This is actually one of my favorite lip liner. And then gonna go in with my Glossity Gloss.
Powder.
Oh, I'm leaning, 420 leaning. You know I don't know steaming. Secrets you're keeping, I never keep them. I know you seen them, seen in the Rolls Royce leaning. Chick named Janina, slim like my Nina. Out in Miami, Dolphin Marina. Let me fly you out where it's sandy. Tastes like candy, face on Yandy.
Alright guys, this is how I accomplish my complexion routine, my flawless complexion routine. As you guys can see, everything looks absolutely flawless. Like cheekbone snatch, nose snatch, lips popping, everything looks good. Okay, so this is how I do it. Majority of the products I use are pretty much affordable and a little bit inexpensive. If you guys want to see like affordable version where like everything's like drugstore or like beauty supply store, please let me know. I can definitely make that happen for y'all. I hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial. If this is your first time subbing to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload. If you are not following me on any of my social media, what are you waiting for? It's right there on the screen. Make sure you add me, follow me, let's become best of friends. With that being said, thank you guys always for all the love and all the support of my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye.